During World War II, my English mother as a young girl spent many hours in bomb shelters as German aircraft roared overhead. And little did she know that when she would have kids of her own, one of her young sons would find all of that deeply fascinating, who would read all kinds of books about the Battle of Britain, and who would in fact make Spitfires out of hay bales up in the haymow, pretending to be a great Canadian fighter pilot ace. Yeah, that kid was me. Now, as with most people who've experienced war, my mother never really did talk a whole lot about her experiences, at least not to us kids. But I do remember one specific time when I was a teenager, and she started to talk to me about the British sense of duty back during those very dark days. How obviously it was a time of great self-sacrifice, a time of putting aside one's own desires, wants, dreams, and aspirations for the sake of the common good. It was a classic example of the British stiff upper lip. But then she asked me a question which I've never forgotten. She asked me what I thought of my own generation. Was my own generation up to the same standards as my mother's? And well, I knew the answer, no. And that was over 30 years ago. Things have only gotten worse. It seems that today we have completely flipped things around, that we do, as a culture, everything that we can to free ourselves of all duties, of responsibilities and obligations, whether those are social, parental, or marital. Because today, everything is about the self, of being true to yourself, of discovering and finding yourself, of being true to your feelings. With my mother's generation, doing what was right, well, you did it no matter how you felt. But today it seems that what is right depends upon how we feel. Because if it's not from the heart, then it's not genuine, it's not real, it's not authentic. The problem with that is that doing what is right often goes against the natural inclinations of our hearts. It goes against our self-interest. Doing what is right often means that we have to deny ourselves. Unfortunately, this same dismissive attitude that our culture has towards duties, responsibilities, and obligations is rampant amongst Christians also when it comes to the things of God. There seems to be this mindset that if you're doing something without passion, without strong feelings, that therefore it's just not spiritual. That if you're doing something out of a sense of obligation or duty, well, that's just religion, man. That's legalism. And Jesus was against those things. Well, yeah, of course, Jesus was against those things. But the truth of the matter is, who really wants to do what Christ taught? Because the very essence of what he taught goes against the core of who we are as sinful human beings. Jesus said that whoever wants to follow him must deny himself, pick up his cross daily, and follow him. Jesus never taught that we are to be true to ourselves, but rather we are to be true to him. Jesus never taught that we are to find ourselves, but rather we are to lose ourselves. Jesus taught that we must follow him no matter how we feel. Why? Well, because it's our duty.